this is Joy. Welcome back to my channel. Today I've got two cards to share using some oldie but goodie techniques with embossing. So I am using the Flight of Fancy deep rubber stamp from Maker Forte along with Uncharted Mariner Distress ink. I know that I showed Distress Oxide, but I went ahead and made the decision just to use Distress ink. So I put the feather image from the Flight of Fancy into my Misty, and I inked that up with embossing ink after treating the paper with an anti-static powder tool. Then I came in with some copper embossing folder, and I did roughly a third of that image with the copper. Then I came in with a silver, and I did maybe not quite a third, so I might have my measurements a little bit off, but you get the idea. And then I finished that off, the top portion of the feather, with gold embossing powder. Please note that all of these powders are fine detail, so that the feather details would show up and not clump together. So I do highly recommend the fine detail. So once I get a good coverage, I come in with my heat tool and set that, melt the powder. Now I am coming in with my Distress ink, which is the Uncharted Mariner, which is available at the Maker Forte shop. And I am blending that with a blending brush onto Bristol Smooth cardstock. I do like the Bristol Smooth when I'm using Distress inks, and I'm doing a technique which you would, like I said, oldie but goodie, emboss resist. So I am blending that ink over all of that embossed powder, and it's important that you let the powder cool down before you start blending, otherwise you're going to not smear, but you're going to put indentations in it, and you're going to take the shine away. So I just work that in until I get a nice deep blend on that, which can take a while. Now a hit with that is just you can use a little bit of water on your blending brush if you want that to speed up. Then I came in with my Distress sprayer, and I added some droplets, and using a dry baby wipe, I just sopped that up, causing the distressing or the ink, and now I'm showing that beautiful shine from the embossing. So once you wipe that off, that shine comes back. Then I came in with some Prima Sparks, and using a fan paintbrush, I added some rather large drops of gold, or I guess it's more of a champagne color. I think it's the unicorn, to be honest with you, but anyway, and I'm just splattering that haphazardly. While that dries, I am starting on my second card. I am using some of Tim Holtz Craft Silver Mirror, and I'm coming in with the same feather image, and I'm using VersaFine Clair Nocturne ink and my ink smushing tool to get a really nice impression. Now I did use my anti-static powder tool because I only wanted to cover the black, and the reason I used the VersaFine Nocturne Clair was because I wanted a really dark image. Typically when I do a black ice, I use either StazOn or Archival, but both of my pads were somewhat dry, so I used the VersaFine first, and that is why I heat embossed it, so that way it would not smear when I go to do the next portion of this black ice technique. So once that is embossed, and once it is, I remove all the excess powder, I come in with my Archival ink, and again, you can use that or StazOn. And what I do is I just smear that across, and I try to get a little bit of a darker edge towards the top and bottom, and you can put as little or as much as you like. I kind of made mine look like a wood texture, but again, you can do whatever texture you want. There's lots of videos out there this is just what I like to do. I did set that with my heat gun before coming in with my embossing ink from Maker Forte. And you're going to see that I am just smearing that on top of the ink. Now, I will tell you that you will get some black ink on your embossing pad. If that bothers you, then use one that's not important to you. That doesn't bother me. It doesn't change the embossing factor. So then I come in with my heat tool and I emboss the entire thing, and then you're going to see all the streaks and all the texture. And you can go in multiple times with the embossing ink and embossing powder, and I'm just using clear embossing powder for this to get that real crystally, kind of crackly look to it. So that's just something to keep in mind. I did that twice on my card. I only showed it once. Then I am coming in and I'm using my simple sayings and to make my sentiment. What's nice about these are they are foilable. They come in either white or black in the package. I chose the black, and I chose not to foil them because I have enough glimmer and shine. I do matte my black ice panel with Eclipse black paper, and then I add that sentiment. To finish off that card, I come in with some silver baubles. Now, while you watch that, I just want to let you know that Maker Forte has a new release coming out July 1st. On July 6th, there's a Lift Your Spirits on YouTube, and on July 16th from 10 to 4 there's a Christmas in July event, and you can find that all on the Maker Forte website if you're interested, as well as the Crafter Party Facebook page. So that's some exciting stuff coming up in July. Now I am coming back to the teal colored, or the Uncharted Mariner, which I said was available in the Maker Forte shop. I popped that up on some foam adhesive, and I used my glue so that I had a little bit of wiggle time. And I am putting that down onto the Tim Holtz Craft Gold Stock, and then I'm putting that down on an Eclipse Black A2 size card base for that. And I am using the same Simple Stories sentiment grouping for this card, just to make it easy. And again, I chose not to foil it because I thought I had enough shimmer and shine on this card as well. Did you love the way that embossing just shined and shimmered on that background? I am in love with this card. I mean, it is fantastic. So I'm going to ask that if you stuck with me this long, if you would kindly consider liking, subscribing, leaving me a comment. I do get back with everybody if they have questions or anything that they want to share with me. If you anything you want to know about the cards, or if you have questions, please leave them in the comments below. You can find the products listed below as well as scanning the QR code if you're looking for them on Maker Forte. Here are some final looks at my cards and some close-ups. I absolutely love them. Again, these are oldie but goodies, and they never ever go out of style. So until next time, keep crafting. Be blessed, my friends. Bye-bye.